boss. You don't want to miss your grand opening.
Oh, shut up, Blackie. Get off my case.
Come on, Max. No time for mucking around. The guests have arrived.
Can still do this, Blackie. Give the old man a run for his money. What do you reckon?
Max May really knows how to swing a party. Good food, good booze. Pity about the women. Oh, Suzanne.
I'm looking for Glenn.
Haven't seen him. He's probably with the caterers. He's testing those sausage rolls again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mayfair. A new era in boutique shopping. Mayfair was my father's dream. The most sophisticated department store in this country. It makes me very proud to have been able to realise it for him.
No thanks to us.
Mr. May, how about a sneak preview of your window displays?
Mr. May, they're not quite finished.
Make a good shot for tomorrow's papers.
Come on, Max. Give us a look.
Yeah, love to see you. Come on.
It was intended for tomorrow's grand opening, but perhaps just one window. The essence of our approach at Mayfair is sophisticated minimalism. And this, our insignia, will be seen on every shopping bag, on every arm in town. And when you see it, you will think, there goes style and elegance.
Murder call, Central 10, standing by for VKG.
Go ahead, Central 10.
We have a deceased at this location. It appears suspicious. Could we have Central detectives on the sudden crime scene attend?
Central 10, copy that.
Hell of a way to open a store.
Oh, yes, please, just give us a couple of minutes, will you? It's too small in here.
Any idea who he is, Fisk?
Yes, Glenn Weeks. He's the general manager of the store.
General manager? What's the general manager doing dying in the window display?
Yeah, really.
Imogen, can we let the detectives loose in here?
Yes, okay, Lance.
Right, yep. You can come in, but please just keep to the calico on the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fisk.
Keep it, Calico.
It's a nasty bump, Toots. Is that the cause?
It's hard to say. Some angina pills in his pockets. They could have had a heart attack.
Do you know how long he's been here?
Oh, it's no rigor mortis yet. 2 to 4 hours.
Oops.
Oi, you contaminating my crime scene?
Fisk, these security cameras, are they throughout the building?
Yeah, control room's through here.
Just going to have a look.
Just over there.
So there'll be tapes?
There are. They've been seized. Evening, Inspector.
Evening, Frisk. Max May is not happy.
Well, this is Max May's store. I thought he was in plastics.
He diversified. I'll let you deal with him. He liked you.
Great, thank you.
Who's Max May?
I was working on a case a couple of years ago where his company was involved.
All right, Mr. May, I need to know exactly who was in the building and where they were at the time of Glenwick's death.
What I need, Detective, is to open my store.
Mr. May, one of your employees is dead.
Yes, poor Glenn. Brucey. Glenn had a family, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sent him some flowers or something.
I'll need a list of everyone who's in the store today. Who's in charge of security?
Blackie. He's the security guard, but he likes to be known as the commissionaire. So, Glenn died of a heart attack.
Well, nothing's been confirmed yet.
Anyone with 2 eyes and a brain could see he was a prime candidate for a coronary. I mean, you wouldn't put him on the brochure of a health farm, would you?
I believe you know Detective Hayden.
2 years ago. Steve Hayden, of course. I can rely on you to use your brain, get this mess cleared up. Now, if there's anything you need... You'll need a list of everyone who was in the building. I think they'd mostly gone by 1 o'clock. My personal staff stayed around to organise the cocktail opening. Now, if you want to know any more about Glenn, talk to his personal assistant.
And who's that?
Suzanne. Suzanne, this is Detective Hayden, and,
Detective Vance. So when did you last see Glenwick, Suzanne?
It was before his meeting with Max May. 3 o'clock, I think.
So Max May was the last person to see him alive.
That's what I said.
And how did Glenn seem to you? Did he seem, upset, unwell?
He was agitated. He didn't like confrontations with Max.
Was he expecting a confrontation?
Glenn was going to confront Max. He couldn't take it anymore. The ranting and raving, the temper tantrums. Glenn worked himself into the ground. He never had a life outside work, and all he ever got in return was abuse from Max May. That's all anyone ever got. I know what I'm talking about. I worked for Max May for 7 stinking years.
The last time you saw the victim, did you notice an injury to his forehead?
Did someone hit Glenn? Is that how he died?
We're trying to ascertain when the injury occurred.
There was nothing wrong with Glenn's forehead when he went upstairs to meet with Max May.
Do you know how long Glenn was expecting to be in that meeting with May?
Not long. He was supposed to meet with the caterers at 3:30, but he didn't show up. I assumed that he'd been held up, that the meeting upstairs had gotten ugly or something. Steve, it's just like last time.
Can you give us a minute?
Yeah.
That investigation that Steve was involved in with Max May 2 years ago, what was it?
And there was a death, one of May's employees.
2 employees dead in 2 years.
You'd have to think you were jinxed, wouldn't you?
Well, either that or your management skills needed a good look at. Who was the employee who died?
The younger sister of Suzanne Delacour.
What, this one that we're interviewing now?
Uh-huh.
Right, thanks.
I'll just see Suzanne out.
Detective Vance. Tootsie, great, thanks. Yep, we'll be there in 10 minutes. Okay, bye. Suzanne Delacour seems to think Max May's guilty.
Suzanne Delacour is paranoid.
Am I missing something here?
Like what?
Well, Suzanne was alluding to the fact that Max May could be involved in Glenn Weeks' death, and you called a halt to the interview. Steve?
Tessa, I wouldn't put too much emphasis on anything Suzanne Delacourt says.
Yeah, well, we've got a death to investigate, and Max May could be involved. He was arguing.
And hold on, you're talking motive here, and we don't even know if it's a homicide yet.
The victim had diffuse triple vessel coronary artery disease.
So it was a heart attack?
Yes, you can see the left ventricle. There's gross necrosis present.
Okay.
So, is it possible that the heart attack was triggered by this bump on the head?
Look, it's really hard to say. The bump on the head, the heart attack would have happened in such a small time frame. It's really hard to distinguish which came first.
Chicken and the egg, really?
No, hang on. Could he have had the heart attack, fallen, and then cracked his head?
Yes, it's possible. But either way, there's something here that doesn't make sense.
What's that?
The lividity. See how the discoloration goes down the right side?
Yeah.
The blood has pooled on one side only.
So, for this kind of blood pooling to happen, he would have had to been lying on his right side when he died.
Yes, and he wasn't lying down when we found him, was he?
No, he wasn't.
So someone moved the body.
After he died.
Do you realise what time it is?
Yes, Mr. May, we are very sorry to have kept you waiting, but we do have to conduct these interviews tonight.
Mr. May, you had a meeting with the deceased about 3 p.m. this afternoon?
That's right.
What time did this meeting finish, sir?
Oh, I don't know, 3:20, 3:30? I wasn't watching the clock.
What were you discussing?
I'll tell you what we were discussing. We were discussing why I ever promoted him to general manager. We were discussing how a general manager who's worth 5 cents should be able to make the air conditioning work, or get the right carpets laid, or make the damn lifts run.
You argued.
Detective, I don't argue with my staff. I talk, and they listen.
Do you remember seeing a lump or swelling on Glenn Weeks' forehead?
No.
After the deceased left the meeting, where did he go?
I assumed he went off to attend to all those things that we'd been discussing. Now, I'm a very busy man. If you'll excuse me, I have a store to open in the morning.
That'll be possible, Mr. May.
You can't stop Mayfair opening.
Mr. May, we will endeavour to get your store open as soon as possible, sir. No smoking in here, thank you, Mr. Halverson. Mr. Halverson, you're in charge of the window display where the deceased was found. When did you last check the display, sir?
This morning sometime. I got to work at 8 o'clock. Coffee, fag. Went and checked the window displays probably about 10. Glenn was having a bit of a poke around.
So the deceased was checking the window displays at 10 o'clock?
He's a finger in every pie, man. A worrier. If something should go wrong, Glenn'd probably have to wear it.
But it's not his area of expertise, is it? You're the window dresser.
I think I told you. I'm the visual merchandising director. Glenn was the general manager.
Did you talk to him at all?
I was in a hurry.
Doing what?
I had an appointment.
With who?
My solicitor. Max May is refusing to release me from my contract. Now, I'm fighting him. It's ironic, really. Here I am wanting to leave and not being able to. And there's Glenn Weeks, who Max May wanted to fire but couldn't.
Why's that?
Glenn knew too much. You think a man like Max May doesn't have skeletons in the closet?
Max May's company is stacked with dead wood like Glenn. Too old, too fat and too stupid for the job. That was our Glenn. Wouldn't be surprised if he was trying to sabotage the grand opening.
What, by dying in the window display?
I don't know why Max kept Glenn on. I mean, what he needed was someone with a bit of drive and muscle.
Someone like you, for example.
Yeah, why not? I'm a great marketing manager. I'd make a terrific general manager. Oh, hey. We all knew Max wasn't happy with Glenn.
Why was that?
Oh, I don't know the details. You'd have to speak to Glenn's secretary. They're as thick as thieves.
Suzanne and Glenn.
She has no taste. And she's neurotic. Cute, though.
You mentioned sabotage.
Max May is a very powerful man. A lot of people don't like that. They like to see him go right down the tubes. Jealousy, you know? Ever play footy? You might be on the same team. It doesn't mean you're not looking out for number one.
I take full responsibility for this.
Why do you say that?
I've worked for Mr. May for 35 years. We're at school together. He looked after me then, and now I look after him. I've let him down. Nothing like this has ever happened to him.
There was the suicide 2 years ago.
Yes. It wasn't very nice. Mr. May was very upset.
Blackie, you said you saw all the counter staff, cleaners and maintenance people leave the store at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Who was left in the building after 1 o'clock?
Mr. May, of course. And Jeremy Halverson, Bruce Napper, Suzanne Delacourt, and poor Glenn.
Were you aware of the deceased arguing with anyone in the afternoon?
No. Well, I heard Jeremy having a go at Glenn in the morning. Apparently Glenn was poking around in the window display and Jeremy wanted him out.
What can you tell us about the deceased, Blackie?
Would you say that he was well liked?
Couldn't keep his mouth shut. When you work for someone, you have to keep your mouth shut. It's called loyalty.
How would you describe the deceased's relationship with Mr. May?
What goes on between Mr. May and his employees is none of my business.
Okay, this is the one. There's Glenn Weeks. Right, now we know that his meeting with Max May was scheduled for 3 o'clock.
Yeah, well, look at the time code, 3:40, so the meeting's definitely over.
Yeah, well, that'll work. Max May said that the meeting finished at 3:30.
Right. So, he comes out of the meeting, gets in the lift to go and see the caterers, presumably.
Oh. What's that?
Rewind to that.
It looks like someone's edited the tape. There's footage missing.
Yeah, just hold. Look at the time code. Yeah, there's 40 minutes missing, which is definitely enough time for someone to kill Glenn Weeks and put his body in the window display.
Now, who had access to the security room apart from Blackie?
Well, the whole world. I walked in there and no one questioned me.
So it looks like Glenn Weeks died in the lift. I want Fisk to see this. Steve?
Yeah.
Is there something I should know about?
Like what?
Like, do you have a problem with this case?
No, look, there's nothing. Just forget it, will you?
Well, if it's nothing, then why the attitude?
Look, I'll handle it, all right?
I had to come back. I couldn't stop thinking. I'm right, I know it. Max May killed Glenn.
No, hang on. The autopsy proved that Glenn Weeks died of a heart attack.
2 employees dead in 2 years, and you won't even look at the facts.
Now, hang on. Your sister committed suicide, right? It has nothing to do with this case, okay?
My sister died because Max May is a tyrant. Because she couldn't anticipate what he wanted, what he was thinking. She thought he said jump, so she jumped, but it wouldn't be high enough. Or maybe he didn't mean jump at all. She was only 25, Steve.
Look, I know that, Suzanne. I don't know what you want me to do.
I want you to help me make it right.
I can't make it right.
You can! Make him pay for what he's done to my sister and to Glenn Weeks.
I told you, this has nothing to do with your sister's death, all right? So leave it.
As far as you're concerned, this case is closed. It will never be closed for me.
Look, Suzanne, I'm really sorry, but I cannot help you, okay?
Fisk checked the lift at the store, found nothing. And I called Blackie, the security guard. He agrees that anyone could have had access to that security room, particularly today when things were so chaotic.
That's a big help.
Did you find out what Susan wanted?
Just more stuff on Max May.
Right, anything that I should know about?
No, not really. I'm going home.
Okay.
I've given Max May the green light to open his store tomorrow.
Bet he's pleased.
Hey, not like Steve to leave you to it.
Well, he's been here all night.
He had a visit from Suzanne Delacourt?
She's upset.
That was obvious. Any particular reason why?
Well, I think the case is probably dredging up bad memories for her.
Well, you look as if you could do with some sleep yourself by the look of it. Tessa, is there anything worrying you?
No. I'll go home soon, too.
Another one, please, Tony.
Order some breakfast?
Nah, I'll take some more coffee. Thanks, Tony. Hayden,
Our mate Max May has had a bomb threat
where?
at Mayfair.
Righto, I'll be there. Right. Forget the coffee, Tony.
Sleep well?
Like a dog.
It's my store, I should stay.
I don't care if you're the king of Siam.
Might have known you two would turn up.
Yeah, we have an elderly woman and a male trapped in a lift on the 3rd floor.
Toglin needs to fix those lifts. I hope he rots in hell.
Will somebody get him out of my face?
Tessa, that on the side. What's going on?
We had a call about an hour ago.
Blackie.
Someone's planted a bomb in the
You're
building.
responsible for this,
Look,
you
I'm going to
idiot.
have to ask you to clear the entrance.
It's my fault. I'm in charge of security. A good security man makes sure nothing ever happens like this.
It's all right. It's all right. Just come back. Come back, Mr. May.
Go, go, go!
Back behind the tape.
Murderer.
We were stuck in that lift for half an hour. You and your department store are going down for every dollar you have.
Okay. Back behind the tape, Mr. May. Please.
Well, here's our bomb. Storeroom, 2nd floor. Lingerie.
Your party, your store, you're gone.
The bomb scare note showed up one finger smudge. Now, there were traces of talc, aluminium, magnesium silicate, stearate 2, etc. Ringing any bells?
Nope.
Cosmetic residue. Most probably foundation, so it's most likely that our scribe was a female.
Or drag queen? Could be. Why not?
Thank you, Constable, for your contribution.
You're popular.
They're all from Suzanne Delacourt.
You gonna call her?
No.
Shall I?
No! I'm sorry. No.
Do you think she made the bomb threat?
Not only the bomb threat, I think she had something to do with Glenn Weeks' death.
What makes you say that?
Well, she is consumed with hatred for Max May. She blames him for her sister's death, right?
So you think she was trying to sabotage Max May by killing Glenn Weeks?
Best revenge. Max May suffers and she gets to watch the whole thing unravel.
Steve, we know that the body was moved after death, don't we? And we suspect that the death occurred in the lifts. The missing security tape video would indicate that. Now, how far is the lift from the window display? 30, 40 paces? More if you're dragging a body? How easy would it have been for Suzanne Delacourt to lift a body weighing 95 kilos up into a window display? I'm sorry, but you can't keep denying you've got a problem with this case.
I know this, right?
Yeah, well, do something about it. It's starting to compromise the investigation.
Suzanne was the one who found her sister, almost destroyed her. I was visiting her and her family, just to follow up, you know. Couldn't walk away.
You got personally involved?
Found myself ringing her just to say hello. We didn't always talk about her sister, you know.
You slept with her? Why didn't you tell me this before, Steve?
I'm telling you now.
What are we going to do about it?
I'll take myself off the investigation, sir.
Your paperwork up to date?
It is.
You got some leave coming, Steve. I suggest you take it. I'll organise a replacement for Steve.
He's my partner. I'm entitled to know what's happened.
Well,
Would you just tell me if it's to do with Suzanne Delacourt?
If you want to know what happened, Tessa, you're going to have to ask Steve, OK? Now, I've got an appointment, so...
Just the man I wanted to see. My general manager dies of a heart attack. I get a bomb threat. My lawyer tells me I'm going to be sued. My store is closed until God knows when. And what are you doing about it? Nothing.
This is an ongoing investigation, Mr. May.
I need public confidence. Do you think I'm going to get it with this crap in the papers?
Yeah, public confidence may be your priority, but public safety happens to be ours, all right?
You call yourself a professional. Instead, you're feeding these wild accusations.
Wild exaggerations. George, front and centre.
If you and your partner ruin my business, I'll see you both in hell. In fact, I might just put you there.
This is my
Get your hands
office,
off me.
not Central Station.
Oh, could have fooled me.
Bye. I think you might have some work to do too.
Oh, sir, I've got Fisk's preliminary report on that bomb
Excuse
scanner.
me?
Sergeant Fisk's preliminary report on that bomb scanner.
Thank you. Well, you can just leave it on Detective Vance's desk, Constable.
Detective Hayden's not on the investigation anymore.
No, he's not.
Oh, is he sick?
No, he's not.
All right.
Steve Hayden is on leave, Dee.
Well, for how long? Because if he's got a week or two, there's some cheap flights going at the moment, apparently.
Well, if Detective Hayden is looking for a travel consultant, I'll steer him your way. Is that all, Dee?
Yeah. Oh, look, excuse me, sir, but...
What is it, Dee?
A rumour's been circulating that Detective Hayden's been suspended. Now, I know it's none of my business, but...
Idle gossip is not going to do any damage to Detective Steve Hayden's considerable reputation.
Yeah, I know that, sir, but...
Cheap flights, eh? Then why don't you give Steve a ring?
Okay. I will. Thanks, sir.
Go away.
G'day, you've reached Steve Hayden. Please leave a message after the tone.
It's Tessa here. Just wondering how you are, really. Wondering if you need anyone to come and clean your paintbrushes. Just thought that I'd let you know that I was thinking of you. Okay, I'll see you later.
Hi, Dino's Hardware here. That heritage white paint, we've just got it in.
I just want you to know that if you and your new girlfriend can't handle this one, I can. I've warned them. They're never gonna open that store.
A general manager who could make the damn lifts run.
He was agitated. He didn't like confrontations with Max.
Might be on the same team. Doesn't mean you're not looking out for number one.
When you work for someone, you have to keep your mouth shut. It's called loyalty.
He couldn't take it anymore. The ranting and raving, the temper tantrums.
Suzanne! Suzanne! Suzanne, it's Detective Vance. Suzanne?
Have you finished there, Dick?
Yep.
Over here, please.
Broken neck. Killer was strong. Knew what they were doing.
You knew?
I guessed.
Tessa? She certainly was not fond of the man. Also, there's this. Excuse me. I think we found our hoax bomber.
Steve's still not answering his mobile.
He's not at home either. I had somebody check.
Well, I'll have to go and find him. He should be told.
Look, we need to know who did this. So start with the boss, people she worked with, and start with the people at Mayfair. Tessa? Steve will turn up.
Things always happen in threes, don't they? That's the problem. I'm just waiting for the next stuff up. Like the paper said, a curse.
You're working late?
Oh, yeah. Burning the candle both ends. I'm sure you know what that's like, Detective.
Certainly do.
Life's too short, you know. Never know what's around the corner, do you?
All right, look, I'll only be half an hour.
Right, well, just leave you to it then.
Righto.
Suzanne since the bomb scare?
That's right, Detective.
Is there anyone else I could talk to? Is Bruce Napper around?
Oh, I think he left some time ago. I'll go and check.
All right, thank you. Detective Hayden, did he come in tonight?
No. Why?
Just checking. Thanks.
Is that you, Blackie?
What is she doing?
I got no idea, boss.
Did you let her in?
No, I didn't.
I want her out of there.
Better come down, Detective.
I need an ambulance. Officer down, send an ambulance.
Come away, Blackie.
He's been shot. What?
She has to promise, Max. She has to promise she won't go to jail.
Why would I go to jail?
I've always been loyal to you, Max. You know that.
Yeah, but it hasn't got you anywhere, has it? He still treats you like dirt.
Blackie.
He does, doesn't he?
I look after you, don't I? I always have.
Yeah, you were looking after him the other night, weren't you? You were protecting him when you found Glenn Weeks dead after his meeting with Max.
What are you talking about?
You found Glenn dead in the lift. You thought that you'd hide the body. You'd get rid of it after the party. You were just protecting Max, weren't you, Blackie?
I didn't kill Glenn Weeks.
My job to protect him.
Glenn died of a heart attack, Blackie. He got stuck in the lift. And he panicked. Nobody killed him. Max didn't need protecting.
You don't know what he's had to put up with all these years. People always wanting something, he couldn't trust anyone.
Not even Suzanne.
She wanted to destroy you, Max. I couldn't let her do that.
Is that why you killed her?
You killed Suzanne? I always do the right thing by you, no matter what. Suzanne was making trouble for you, Max. I had to take care of it as my job.
You stupid idiot. You cowering half-wit. I've carried you for 35 years.
Max, please.
Whimpering fool.
It's all right.
You all right?
Suzanne Delacourt was right. Max May is a pig. It's all there. Blackie's full confession.
Okay, go on. Why don't you get out of here and I'll finish up.
I thought you were dead.
Did you get the paint?
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be absolutely fine.
Don't worry. I'll get it. I want it to look nice. I love your eyes.
That's the pethidine talking.
He hasn't had any.